Hey guys, Texas328 here again. One of my subscribers told me to do a video on or I should do a video on Intech BR-6 versus the mbx6r from Mugen. So that's what I'm doing here today. Don't mind my brother's car, it's kind of dirty. He didn't think it was dirty enough to clean it, so it hasn't been cleaned. Mine has, however. And we'll just start off from the front. Don't mind this bumper. This bumper is the DE racing bumper for this car, for the mbx6r, and the front bumper stock on the mbx6r kind of looks like this, but I think it's all flat across. There's not these two little lip things at the end, and that just kind of makes it to where if it nosedives, it can just kind of slide back down rather than catch. So it's a good design, and let's see. Oh yeah, we'll start off with this. The camber links right there. There's 5 there, and then with the Mugen there's the 1, because the Mugen is a pillow ball suspension to where you can adjust all the camber from the pillow balls, and the Intech BR-6 is a caster block and spindle system, or spindle carrier and spindle system, whichever one you want to call it, which uses turnbuckles up top. 1 turnbuckle rather than the pillow ball, which you adjust right in there. And so this system is just like the low C or the Kyosho or anything like that. It's pretty standard among the A scales, and even most of the 10 scales. So that's pretty good. Stock, actually, the Intech comes with they're not the lightened ones, but they are lightened, as you can see. They're not a full just round thing. They actually are lightened because they've been milled out a little bit to try to give it some reduced weight stock rather than having super heavy ones, kind of like what's on the Losi, or like this. So you can see those are lightened, but they're just totally round, and they just have a hole in the middle, which makes them lightened. These are already lightened, and then they have another lightened one, which it makes it even lighter because that's milled out, I think, almost all the way. Don't mind the school bus there, guys. So that's pretty much the same type of deal, but I think the Intech's a little bit better for that since they come pretty much lightened already. They have the same amount of shock positions on the arms, but the Mugen, or the Intech, has way more up top, as you can see. It's got 7 up top, as the Mugen has 3. Dun dun dun. Alright. Although I do like that silver graphite. It's just in addition, which is pretty cool though, just to see something a little bit different with carbon fiber. Makes it more noticeable that it's carbon fiber rather than having to look at these, but that's alright, whatever, that's not performance. They've got about the same amount of droop since the shocks are about the same length, so as you can see that and that. They're about the same amount of droop. I think the Intech actually has more droop capabilities than the Mugen does. And the Intech's not much more complicated to take apart. It might be even less complicated, to be honest. The Mugen has the nose cone. The Intech does not. Neither does the Losi. Well, the Losi has type of one, but it's not like a direct bolt-on one. So, as we can get to that, the Mugen mbx6r stock body is a lot better looking because it's from Biddy Designs. It's a lot better looking than the Intech stock body. Let me get that out here. So as you can see, the sides are huge. It's kind of in the shape of a Punisher, but the sides are just ginormous. As you can see, that's the line. They're just huge. But I asked Gene Hickerson why they were so big, because I was wondering. I was like, well, that's stupid. Why are they huge? And he said it's because the body is capable of fitting the BR-6E and the BR-6, the Nitro. So it allows room for the batteries and stuff in the E, and I was like, oh, okay, so that... Well, that didn't work. But that makes sense. So that was pretty cool. So that actually made sense to me now. But so I just picked up for the Wind Night Fox. It'll fit this and this. It'll fit the Intech BR-6 and the Mugen, as well as the stock Mugen body will fit this. I mean, it's additional trimming for this because the holes and stuff are cut out for this, but that's all right. Doesn't take much more trimming. And the sway bar system is about the same, as you could see. Not really because of the stupid nose cone, but and my camera doesn't freaking autofocus. Crap. But as you can see, it's practically the same. Yeah, let's go under the hood here. Hang on, let me just drop the camera real quick. Oops. Just pull the bodies off. Maybe the Mugens is coming off. Alright, Mugens is off. BR-6 is off. Now, pick up the camera. Now, both these cars use a lot of carbon fiber in their designs. I think the BR-6 actually uses a little bit more, but it's not by much, that's for sure. Actually, it may not be. Actually, it's probably about the same amount. So, the carbon fiber towers stock, as you can see, and carbon fiber top plates on both cars. Now, the Intech has a carbon fiber steering Ackerman, as the Mugen has an aluminum one. But the Mugen has a carbon fiber bolt-on piece on the pillow ball, actually, on the pillow ball suspension. So that makes that a little bit lighter and stronger, as the Intech has just plastic and it's a one piece. So that would have been cool to see on the Intech if that was on there. Now, the Mugen has a pretty much all carbon radio tray and a little carbon top plate for the diff. So does the Intech. The Intech's got a carbon fiber top plate for the diff, and incorporated some into the radio tray. All this around here. Oops, it's a little dirty, but all that in there is carbon fiber. And this Intech right here, it wraps in, or wraps around. It's carbon fiber as well. They use generally about the same amount of carbon fiber, which makes the cars pretty light, versus something like a Kyosho or a Losi that's a little bit heavier of a car. Now, the BR-6, or they use about the same size air filter too, but so that's kind of cool. You could buy them like the Lucky 7 ones if you wanted, or just like the regular BR-6 ones, which is what I use. Although I like that the BR-6 has its own little mount spot for it's got its own little like area just for the transponder. As the Mugen, you have to find a place. You'd have to put it up top here, or on top of here, or in there, or something. You'd have to find a spot. But it's not really a big deal. Both the cars come stock with mud guards, as you can see. The Intech's being a little bit lower and wider, or a little bit taller on the end, but they're a little bit lower up here. And the Mugen's being a little bit taller up here and a little lower down here. So it's about the same. The gas tank systems are somewhat the same. You know, it's just a gas tank. We all have seen them before. The motor's mounted in the same way. and all that good stuff. The hubs, however, they're a little different. The hubs on the Intech are a little bit more traditional, kind of like a low-C. They're just straight up and down, like centered. And the Mugens are a little bit offset, as you can see. And you have a space for a mud scraper in the inside of the wheel on the back there. Now, they're pretty much the same type of car. You know, it's honestly about the same type. Like, they tried to use like the same types of deals. The arms are very different though, however, so let me just put the phone down, flip them over so you guys can see this. The arms, so we got the Intech BR-6 and we got the Mugen mbx6r. The arms are very different, and these are partially closed and partially open, gives them a little bit more rigidity. And these four little holes, if you haven't seen my other videos, these four little holes here are for mounting carbon fibers arm stiffeners, if you run a more high grip track, like the Neo track or something like that. So as you can see, the backs again, once again, they're very different, so no comparison there. The chassis kind of go in the same orientation. They kind of go wider at the back and get skinnier at the front on both sides. Then put it down again here. Flip it to the back. Alright. Now the hinge pin holders are very different from each other. This is all the way around the car. The Mugen ones are kind of futuristic looking. They're a little bit different. And the Intech ones are a little bit more stock. And they show you what, they have engraved there what kind of adjustments you can get in there with them, which is kind of nice. Like I said before, the hubs are a little different, and the turnbuckles back here are different as well. You just got this little hole there that you put like an Allen's or something into and turn it, and they're a low profile ball end, I guess you could say. And then the Intechs are a little bit low profile too, but they're not as low profile as those, as on the Mugen. But I never fully understood what the point of the low profile was. I never really got that. But I know there is a reason, obviously. There's a reason for everything. The Intech also has a skinnier wing mount, as you can see. It's very skinny. I can barely stick my finger in between. And the Mugen has very wide. It's a lot wider. But the Intech spreads out at the top, so that's good. They also have 3 adjustments on the back here on the hubs on both cars. Now, as for the Mugen, there's 2 adjustments, I believe, for the camber link back here in the rear, and on the Intech there are 5. And on once again, there's 3 up top for the shocks. Once again, on the Intech there are 7. So that's a big advantage to the Intech right there. You got way more adjustability. I think that's all I got to say for now, guys. Both the cars handle great. They jump. Well, the Intech jumps a little bit better, but it might just be the way I have my shocks set up. I got hard springs in the front, medium springs in the rear. I'd go more in details on those if you guys want to know exactly what the springs are. They're both 15mm shocks. I don't know if I said that already, but just to note, they are both 15. And but the cars handle very similar. The Intech has more corner speed than the 6R does, which is nice. More enter or off power cornering and on power cornering. The Mugen, when it comes in the corners, almost seems shaky, like the rear end just wants to dance a little bit, and the Intech's real smooth. It just wants to glide into the turns and glide right out. So honestly, I'd prefer the Intech over the 6R pretty much any day of the week. They both jump really well, like I said, but I do have a favor to the Intech on jumping, because it does jump a little bit better, in my opinion. But yeah, that's about it, guys. If you guys have any questions on either one of these cars, let me know, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.